Greetings, YouTube. Happy Tuesday. Happy spontaneous flash sale of multiple featured items in the store, for the featured item store, for you to soak up your items and your units. Maybe you can max your item inventory for some of these things, but really it's not about the item inventory because Lord knows you can't buy 100 of these 5-star 6 stones, for example. But we have so many of these things to review. And really what I'm going to focus on today, because there's just too many items to review in one video, are the best of the best. Now, if you're not uncollected, you won't see all of these. I believe that the game has made it clear today that uncollected is the cutoff. Cavalier is not. But keep in mind that if you have some units and you're thinking about this, there's two things at play. There's the July 4th deals, because I truly believe Kabam's trying to milk a lot of your units away from you before July 4th with something like this. But besides that, if, say, you are going for Namor, that's going to be somebody that you really want to save your units for as well. So those two factors mean that I'm going to be even tougher grading these bundles than I normally would, knowing that July 4th is around the corner, and so is Namor. Now, 4-star shards, I would not endorse anyone spending units on them unless it's such a crazy, amazing value. Like, this would have to be essentially 30 units for a 4-star crystal for me to be like, all right, do it. But, of course, it's 30 units for 400 4-star shards. I think any of these gets a failing grade from me. I just don't endorse anybody to spend your units on 4-star shards at this point in the contest. Now, 5-star shards is a little different. Keep in mind, if you're Cavalier, especially, I don't endorse anything that is worse than the 5-to-1 ratio, which means for every 1,000 units, you should get at least 5,000 5-star shards, or 2,000 units should guarantee you a 5-star crystal, because that's about the drop rate on average for 5 stars in Cavalier crystals. So if we look at this, we can go up to 5, and the ratio is a little bit better than 5-to-1, because we know 200 times 5 is 1,000, and 1,000 5-star shards is 180 units. Everything past that, I would not endorse. And if you want a slightly better deal, then I would say, 3 to 4 would be the best purchase for these. But it goes from like a B to B plus grade to a C to lower grade. Even if you're super close to forming a 5-star crystal, you probably want to hold off on anything above 5. Now let's talk about 6-star shards. These things are much more difficult to get. And you can get 1,000 6-star shards for 750 units. And I do think that we have seen somewhere in the 6-star shard category of the 1-to-1 ratio or the 1.5-to-1 ratio. So this is basically the 0.75-to-1 ratio, where for 750 units, you get 1,000 6-star shards. I think this is, again, the cap of what I would recommend for a good deal. I think anything past 5, you're getting a little too expensive, but 10% of a 6-star for 750 units, I think if you've got a small amount of units, this is a better buy for you than the 5-star shards, just because 5-star shards are so common. You can even get them now in daily/monthly calendars for free just by logging in, and you can't do that with 6-star shards. So 6-star shards far more valuable than 5-star shards. I would buy up to 5 of those. And if you don't have units, the cool thing about these items is that you have 3 days to get them so you can start grinding in the arena. Remember, the Tier 4 basic arena is right around the corner, tomorrow? So you can get some free units with that as well. All right, 4-star 6 stones, hard pass. Grandmaster crystal shards, hard pass. 5-star signature stone crystals. These things are valuable, but I wouldn't spend more than 100 units on them. And so 6, I guess, technically, would be my limit, but really I wouldn't advise you going above 5. This seems to be the great magic number for these top tier deals. Get 5 of these. Be thankful that you did, and keep in mind they're the 1 out of 6 class. So really, if you need to gamble, if you've got a bunch of 5-star champs, that are awakened that you can throw these on, fine. But really, if you want a guaranteed value, you want to skip these altogether, because we do have the ability to get 5-star generic 6 stones, which, yes, they're more expensive, but they guarantee that signature level on your champ. So we're going to skip the 4-star 6 stones, and we're going to talk about the 5-star 6 stones, which I just mentioned, right? I do believe that these things are, next to 6-star shards, the best guaranteed value for your units. in these 3-day flash sale bundles because you can use them on any 5-star champ, and that is very valuable. So let's look at our magic number of 5, 125 units. That's only 5 SIGs, or 1/4 of what you would get for, say, naturally duplicating a 5-star champion, which gives them additional 20 signature levels. But at the same time, 125 units is a good price to pay to increase that champion, especially if, say, you just got a 5-star awakening gem and you finally awakened that champ you've been looking to awaken, but you don't have the ability really to take them up much past SIG 1. The difference between SIG 1 and SIG 6 is fairly significant, especially for some champs that really depend on their SIG levels. So yes, it's not going to get you that SIG 20, which is a good start, but you're going to want to put all the SIG stones you can into them. And units for these, it's rare. It's rare to see units. Normally they're reserved in the unit store for cash. So I would advise, once again, to get up to 5 of these. 125 units is a small price to pay. Now, from there, the only other item, looking at all these items that, I guess we'll do the Tier 5 basics and we'll do the Tier 2 alphas. Now, Tier 2 alphas have gone down in value quite a bit because of the Glory Store being able to redeem them, and I have just been so freaking impressed by the Map 6 crystal drop rates of Tier 2 alphas. You now also can get them, of course, on rare drops of, say, the daily crystals. Now, if you look at 5 of these, it's almost 300 units, which might seem like a lot, but it's 5 times 720, right? So we're looking at over, about 1/4? So 3,600, double that, 7,200, and then 7,200 plus 720 is 7,920. 7,920, so 8, 6, and 23. So, okay, it's about 1/5, I guess, of Tier 2 Alpha for 300 units. But I think the 5 seems to be the magic number, and this is a solid deal, especially if you're close to forming a Tier 2 Alpha like I am. Like, look at that, 28,000. I'm almost exactly what I need to do this, which is kind of ironic. But I'll be purchasing 5 of these to form my next one, and I really think that is a great decision. Now, the most valuable and most expensive item is the Tier 5 Basic. One of these is almost enough for the equivalent of 1 Alliance War Seasons Crystal. Just think about that. That means that if you're Gold 2 and you hate the new Alliance War map, which so many people do, for example, you only get 2 Alliance War Seasons Crystals from 1 month of grinding. That's the equivalent of basically 210 units. You could skip an entire Alliance War worth of Season Crystals for 210 units. And for 360 units, you could actually get more than that. I would say, let's just see how much 1,000 gets you. Okay, 6. So this is 5,400 Tier 5 Basic for 1,000 units. I actually think that's a decent deal. It's like a B deal. And everything below that is a B plus to A minus deal. So 6 is the only one that I would say I would go up to 6 for. Everything else, if you want a B plus or higher deal, you go 5. And that's why I'm talking about, I guess tier 2 alphas, I've said I would go up to there as well. Actually, we'll stick with 5 with that. So 5 Tier 2 Alpha, 5 5-star 6 stones, and 5 6-star Hero Crystal Shards. Those are the deals I highly endorse, and then up to 6 of the Tier 5 Basic. I have done a lot of shorthand math in my head. I'm sure some of it is wrong. But for the most part, I believe I was able to get a lot of information in less than 10 minutes, which is always my goal. People like to say that videos on YouTube really only start making money after 10 minutes, but I think your time is far more valuable than me making money. So 5 as an inventory max limit on all of the top items if you can get them in your inbox if you're uncollected and above, except for the Tier 5 Basic Catalyst, which I will endorse 6 instead of 5. Otherwise, save your units for July 4th or Namor. And thanks for watching, and comment below on what you're most excited about with these new featured items. Have a great Tuesday, YouTube.